Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Once again, welcome to Freedom March. And of course, today happens to be Monday, the 23rd of September, 2024. Rodney Monker is my name. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Bradley Road is my spiritual advisor. He's here. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Well, it's a great day today, and there have been one or two exciting news occurring. Take, for instance, about 4 a.m. this morning, it is alleged that 4 Negro men invaded a home. There, a man and his wife, they heard the noise, and when they checked, they were confronted by 4 Negro gunmen who robbed them. So that's a significant crime that has occurred in the western part of the island. On Saturday, the governing Progressive Liberal Party continued to celebrate its 3rd anniversary, having been elected to government on the 16th of September 2021. So there was a big party at the PLP headquarters, and I went there undercover. So they had a wonderful event. If only the media had told me that they were going to speculate about an increase in water bills and well taxes. By grab, I was surrounded by the entire party leadership. I would have been able to say to them, hey, don't bother with no well tax, don't bother with no water. I think I'm the only person living in Bainstown and Grantstown who can show why the PLP should not increase. But I think I'll show off today, and I'll tell you why. If the PLP does it, they would have broken a fundamental agreement. And I'm certain that the Philip Davis administration will not broke the people's agreement. This is Freedom March, a wonderful day in the Bahamas. It's sunny. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save our King, King Charles III, the entire royal family. Hold on, everybody. We're going to talk about well and water and things like that. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. The Free National Movement, National Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands is standing in opposition to a decision by the governing Progressive Liberal Party to build a brand new hospital. Dr. Sands is arguing that the new proposed hospital to be constructed on the island of New Providence will constitute an environmental threat. In addition to that, he has advanced an argument that if the governing Progressive Liberal Party is unable to find medical professionals to manage the Princess Margaret Hospital, where the heck they can find them to manage this new hospital? So that is the argument of a medical doctor, the F&M shadow minister responsible for health. My spiritual advisor, are you ready to spread the gospel?
Absolutely. You got to read today from the book of John, chapter 14, is it? If I'm not, yes, John chapter 14, 23 to 27, where Jesus Christ, of course, is comforting his disciples. Verse number 23 says, and Jesus replied, anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and he will come to them and make our home with them. Anyone who does not love me will not obey my teaching. And these words you hear are not my own. They belong to the Father who sent me. All this I have spoken while still with you. But the advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I've said to you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give it to you as the world gives it. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John chapter 14, 23 to 27, I read from the NIV. The word of God is forever and ever blessed. Amen. Thank you, producer. And back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, the issue of healthcare for the Bahamas has always been historic, has always been very important, because we have had a history where all of the parties in government have provided what many of us term as socialized medicine. Socialized medicine is where the government of the Bahamas provide medical support for the majority of the Bahamian people, who essentially, outside of the state intervention, many of our people will die because they and their children lack the ability to get good insurance and to maintain it. And in addition to that, socialized medicine has emerged as the way. And during an election campaign, voters always tend to listen to the politician who continue to argue that we're going to provide good health care for the people, them. And I can give you a list of members of parliament, ministers of the government, who, had it not been for elected office, they would not have the best health insurance, because once you become a member of the parliament, a senator, immediately the state attempts to give you the best medical policy, which allows you to get catastrophic treatment, all kind of treatment. I have a long list of those members of the parliament who has been given the best insurance. So certainly if the state, if we the people, through our elected representative, has sat back and agreed to say, yeah, let the parliament finance the health care of our parliamentarians, of our politicians, certainly we should be advocates for ourselves and we should continue to push whatever party is in power. And in this case, it's the PLP. We should push the PLP to build that big hotel, that big hospital in Grand Bahama and on the island of New Providence, because healthcare is very, very important to our people. And you would recall that on Thursday, my special guest was the health minister, Dr. Michael Davil, who would have told you why it was important that we needed to build these hospitals and why it was important to bring in nurses. But Dr. Dwayne Sands, who's the national chairman of the Free National Movement, he calls the creation, the construction of a new hospital, and making specific reference to the one here on the island of New Providence as a historic blunder, that it will perhaps constitute an obstacle during the construction, and the fact that there will be environmental degradation. So that is what the PLP has to face with. Will it build a new hospital? I think in the interests of the people, we need a new hospital, while not ignoring the powerful suggestion of Dr. Dwayne Sands. But we need a new hospital, and I say, forward march. This is powerful. My spiritual advisor, do you have any comments?
Well, it's not, I mean, it's always good to listen to the opposition sometimes. You know, when you look at the comments, try to see how best you can, you know, listen, process it. Remember now, I asked, I don't know if it was on air. No, it wasn't on air. But I asked Dr. Davil, why wasn't there a consideration for this hospital to be built in the Gladstone Road area? And that's primarily because of the road upgrades that are earmarked for that area, where I think they're going to turn Gladstone Road into a 4-lane traffic way. And then they're also going to cut a road from Gladstone Road that leads parallel straight out to Soldier Road. For numerous reasons, the Gladstone Road area would have been in my opinion, a better area for that hospital rather than the area where it is now. But he said they had some considerations, but some of the properties in that area have what is called cavities. And so as a result of that, it was decided that it would be built on the Providence Highway, not Gladstone.
Did he say that?
That's what he said to me.
You all had a private conversation?
Right here. No. It wasn't on TV. It was afterwards. Remember? You forget it.
No, just relax for a second.
Remember now, when I start my statement, I said now, it wasn't on air that he said he made the statement.
You would recall that you sat off air, but you were permitted to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Now, this conversation that you are alleging, was that while he was sitting here at the table?
Not on TV, no.
But this was not on TV?
This was after the show.
Just you and him?
And me. You and you.
Well, that isn't what I recall.
No, you're old, you know.
Yes, I am.
And you're subject to forget things.
Yes.
And don't you forget that.
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Dowell said to you...
That's what you believe he said?
Wow. May I express myself?
You remember him saying that there were some properties that had... He used a different term. But then when I said cavities, he said, yes, cavities. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Where did he say that property existed?
It could be either Gladstone Road or the property that was suggested by Dr. Menace.
And where is that property?
That property is maybe someplace around in the back of West near the
Prospect
Red Cross?
Ridge.
Yeah, someplace around there.
That is the property he said...
That's one that had the cavities?
Yes.
So what's wrong with Gladstone Road?
He said to you that the water table was too low Do you
Okay,
recall
now
that?
I remember that, yes.
Okay.
Now I remember that.
So stop.
No.
attacking
It doesn't
me.
matter. It
I
doesn't
want
matter.
you to know that I am the personal.
But why are you
Would you
following that
please-
up, though?
Because I want you to give the facts. That's all.
Okay, so we have the facts.
So-
I just
so
have
let
a
me repeat it.
location. I just have a location mix up. But the facts are the facts.
So let me correct them. That's all
Okay.
I'm doing.
Okay.
Right?
You only lean into that because the cavities fall on the property that Dr. Menace talked about. That's the only reason why you went back to that.
Are you aware that there once was a hospital there?
Yeah, I think somebody did mention that.
Well, then what you running on with then?
So what's the problem, though?
He told you what the problem is, and you give him the correct geographical description.
Okay. So why does this upset you?
I do not want you to give misinformation.
I'm not giving misinformation.
Okay.
I may have locations mixed
So
up.
may I correct the location?
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
So the location for the, what you call it? Caverns? How did you
Cavity.
The
This is where
cavities.
properties have a lot of holes or
Yes.
these big caves or whatever have you.
It's right there on Prospect Ridge, where the old hospital, please listen, where the old hospital once was located. And then on Gladstone Road, he told you that the water table was too low.
But people are still building out there, though.
Don't mind what they are doing.
As a matter of
He's
fact.
telling you the reason
Okay.
why they can't
Okay,
construct
no
the
problem.
hospital.
Okay, so no problem.
Good.
Do you know that I've witnessed a few construction in that area, and it's so interesting when he mentioned that. There's this one particular huge church building, and as I noticed the construction, I see they went up like about maybe 8 or 9 courses, right?
Yes.
And I said to myself, I wonder why they built this building
Now you know.
so high like this, right?
The
Okay, that's
table.
fine. But the reality is, it could be done.
My spiritual advisor to go.
Because they're still allowing people to
My
build there.
spiritual advisor, that would be a historic blunder to steal Dr. Dwayne Sands' word. It can't be done there. So if
Okay.
it can't be done there, let's move on. Let's
Okay.
don't twist it.
So,
All right?
with New Providence Highway, this property that this hospital is being constructed on, is the government acquiring this land or is it purchasing this land?
I'm not sure.
Do you know who owned the land?
I'm not sure who owns the land. But
You ain't sure who owned the land?
no.
Do you have an idea as to who owned it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Do they own the land?
I suspect that a lot of the land might be the government's land. I
You suspect?
Yeah.
None of the land is the government owned.
Okay. Well, then the
You
government.
haven't seen the area view on the map of it? And the marking that is on the property?
the government. Then
See, that's the problem. I'm
no,
just trying
that's
to-
no problem. Even
Okay.
if it doesn't belong to the government, under the
Do
acquisition.
you know who it belong to?
Would you please listen to me for a second? Under the Acquisition of Land Act, the government can acquire it for a public purpose. So there's no big deal on the issue of title.
I can tell you the government's going to have to purchase that land.
Well, it doesn't matter. Government has to always purchase land that doesn't belong to it.
Okay.
There's no big deal about
Yeah,
that. There's
it's-
nothing controversial about that.
Okay.
All right. In America, they got a different definition for that legal acquisition of land. So let's do it right. But let me give you your better topic. Perhaps you would want to discuss well, right? And water. Right?
And
You
I
want to follow-
want to know if we should even discuss that.
Why?
Because when we get into discussing that, that probably is going to turn out to be a false information coming from the newspapers.
Well, you were suggesting it is false because you didn't read the article.
Okay.
The newspaper is relying on a source.
Both newspapers?
Yeah, they're relying on a source.
The
That-
source is not reliable.
Not that the source isn't reliable. The government is saying we're not going to listen to the advice. And the government cannot listen to the advice. Don't forget who's sitting here, you know. Me.
So what's this latest video coming from the Prime Minister?
Well, all the Prime Minister has done is recognizing the mischief that is being created, and the Prime Minister would be in the generation of young PLP who ought to know the party history. In 1982, the late Shadrach Morris, he died after mixing allegedly some bush medicine. Upon his death, Pinling announced that Shadrach Morris had gone beyond the new frontier. 1982 was the year when Pinling challenged the nation to step now to the new frontier. You heard me? And when Shadrach Morris perished, Loftus Roker, just before or shortly thereafter, the late A. Loftus Roker announced in the House of Assembly two things: that there will be an increase in the water bills and there will be a tax on wells. 1982 in Black Village, I had a well. My grandparents had a well. And as a child, many of my neighbors came to the well. They were the days before many homes were there and people came to drink the water and to wash. Well, when Roker announced that there would be well taxes, I happened to be national chairman of the Workers' Party, and I convened a meeting, and I instructed Nicola Jacks to immediately start preparing placards, for we were on our way to the Ministry of Works to demonstrate against A. Loftus Roker. And we showed up, and we protested, we booed him, and we heckled him, and we said no to well tax. Pinling that evening announced, show me the picture, that he's having a mass rally through Taylor Street. You see the picture of Taylor Street? This is where Pinling held the rally in 1982. Immediately, I told Jacks to mobilize the men and the women, and we will storm the PLP rally. And we did it. When Pinling arrived, he was immediately told by stalwarts of the PLP that Monker and his party was there protesting. Pinling then came and inspected the demonstrators, and he saw our placard which read, no taxes on well and no increase on water. Pinling mounted the podium and he gave us his word. Pinling said in 1982, this Progressive Liberal Party will not tax wells nor increase water. I have my agreement with Pinling and the PLP, and any PLP who goes against what Pinling gave us, I'm taking them to court. You don't have to worry about it. I settled it with Pinling in 1982. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. One of the fundamental problems in Bahamian politics is that there is a generation who have not studied the history. So they speak without knowing the history. An examination of the Tribune archives, and the Tribune is the instigator of this story. An examination of the Tribune archive will show the many demonstrations that we led against an increase in water rates and in well taxes. The Tribune covered our demonstration outside of the Ministry of Works in 1982, and they cover our demonstration through Taylor Street. And Taylor Street sits between Market Street and East Street, where Pinling had a mass rally to introduce the late Bradley Roberts as the new Progressive Liberal Party candidate in the aftermath of the death of Shadrach Morris. So those PLPs, these are young people. Shenandoah Cartwright, who issued a statement in 1982, I suspect that Shenandoah might have been 5 or 6 years old. And I'm certain when he attended St. Augustine's College, they would not have introduced him to local Bahamian political history. Now, if you ask him about Christopher Columbus, he will tell you that in 1492, Columbus lost his shoe. He sit on the wall with his bald head in 1492. So essentially, that is what the problem is. We have a lot of people who are talking. They do not know the history of the country. So I want the Bahamian people to know. I'm not showing off. Pinling already promised me.
Which year was that?
1982.
All right, so Sean Don
All right.
was,
how old was he?
5.
He was 5. You see? You have a deputy leader who was 5.
6.
6.
He was 6 years old.
In 1982. He don't know nothing about this.
He was born in 76.
You see? He knows nothing about this. And that is why you have to be careful when you're listening to these young politicians, because they're lazy.
Oh, don't do that.
They don't want to go into the archives and read the newspaper. And I could tell you how important it was, because a certain thing took place in 1890. And the late Paul Adley told me, go look at 1890. And my friends them said, man, that's many years ago. And by grab, when I went in 1890 in the archive, and the people in charge heard me laugh, and they running back there and said, Mr. Monk, you have to be quiet. I said, well, I'm sorry, but now I see why Paul Adley sent me to look at the Nassau Guardian of 1890. And when I walk out of the archive, I launched one of the most vicious political attack, because something happened in 1890 that Paul Adley directed me, and all I did is throw that and throw that. I may tell it to you one day, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah, let's pay some bills quickly before we get into all that. Looking for a quick getaway? Fly Western Air daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale, starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of checked bags. Book your next adventure now at westernairbahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today and send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax. Live your max life.
This is powerful. So, folks, I want people just relax. Next, how the PLP can charge well tax when it is being alleged that many of the wells in the inner city is too close to the outside toilet dam. So how is that possible? So what you have is a bunch of youthful lawmakers who don't know the history. And all Shenandoah had to do, all he had to do was to call me. And Shenandoah knows that I have a well, because when the FNM came to power, he gave a number of young men of my community a contract. Well, where the heck you think they were throwing their rubbish? Huh? Why you think I move against Shenandoah Cartwright? Because when I complained to him how they were throwing things in my yard, and the things them started to get near my well, I had to cover up the well. All right? I then decided that Shenandoah isn't my friend. All right? So they lack history. And these young people are lazy, because most of the answer is right in the archive on Mackey Street. All you have to do is go to the archive, and you can go through the political history of the country by reading the newspaper, depending on what years you are interested in. So it's right there, and the Tribune has the record, and when they go to that page, they will see me and Brother Jacks and a number of citizens holding our placard. They will see us outside the Ministry of Works. They will see us through Taylor Street. And it was the year when the FNM was nasty to the PLP. Pindling in 1982 held what he called a university gathering. And he came up with one of the greatest political slogans. Pindling said, "Step now to the new frontier." And you would be shocked if I were to call them decent man and woman FNM who took Pindling's slogan and turned it into dirty, nasty words. You hear me? You would be shocked, because Pindling said, "Step now. Our bravest warriors fought. Amazon of visions, warriors of steel, no weak heart, no half-steppers, for we are on our way to a new frontier." All right? Now, you want to find out how McGall and them twist that? Those of you who in Sept with me, you would have been young, and you would know how the FNM did it, because I was an allied of the FNM. Notwithstanding that, I never used to use dirty words. But they took that and they twist that up, and it was horrible. So therein lies your problem, where the Tribune could have corrected that. They could have carried the story, and then all they had to do was to go into the 1982 files and then say, but in 1982, at Taylor Street, as Pindling was introducing Bradley Roberts to become the new candidate, succeeding the late Shadrach Morris, the former member of Parliament for Grantstown, who had boiled a series of bushes. And Pindling told us, that's how I knew. Pindling said, listen, Shadrach Morris went beyond the new frontier. And notwithstanding that I was young, I understood Pindling as Pindling spoke mystically. All right? Because one of the problems in this country for many of the older men, they rely on certain bushes was able to stimulate their souls, stimulate their bodies. All right? And so forth. So I regret that I had to tell you all of that. But, you know, it's only me who knows the history and can take on anyone. So if the PLP were to charge, well, taxes, I'm going to see Dame Margaret. Because Dame Margaret, I believe, did show up at that rally. And I'll have to say to Dame Margaret, do you not remember in 1982 when Shadrach Morris died and Pindling introduced Bradley Roberts as the new member, or should I say as the new candidate for Grantstown that Finland promised me and all the people. There'll be no well taxes and there will be no increase in the water. It's powerful. You better thank me for this. Please don't be upset. Please allow me to show off. Because me and Brother Jacks and Philip Miller and Augustus Fountain and Roman Nichols and the late Brother Forbes and Jama Ellis and Sister Barrett and Sister Woman and all them young people. We were young, we were full of life, and we marched. But these group of weightless politicians, they want power without work. They want power without going in the hot sun. All right? So y'all don't worry about no wealth tax. And if need be, I'm prepared to send to the national chairman of the PLP a telegram. It's powerful. Now, Bradley, you may put
No.
the case.
We're done with that. We're done with that. We already see the Prime Minister come and made a statement. Producer, let's play the Prime Minister's statement on this. Okay, go ahead.
It's been brought to my attention that a headline in the Tribune has caused Bahamians to believe that the government has taken some decision to increase water prices. That is absolutely not true. There's no intention of government to raise water rates at any time. Nor will we be taxing wells. In fact, the recommendations have been made many, many years for the taxing of wells dating back to the Pinling administration and increasing of water rate dating back to the Pinling administration. We do not intend to do either, tax wells or raise water rates.
That is the Prime Minister speaking from New York. And the Prime Minister is a little older than I am. But if you need somebody to thank for the condition, it's me. And people like my good political ally, Brother Jacks. And I want the country to know that I have to pay it off every day. I have to.
You think it's only you, eh?
And I'm talking about me. And
You think it's only you got a bed?
I have a number 3 tub. And my family used to be upset. Because after I jumped the broom and got married, my wife was required to fill up my number 3. She go to the well, she fill up my tub, and I would ascend the tub and enjoy a wonderful bath. And if the government increased the water, it means as I age, I'll have to start bathing. Okay?
Well, normally that's what happens anyhow.
Yeah. So this is powerful.
Older people don't normally bathe too often, eh?
Oh, I bathe every day.
Okay.
All right? And
All right.
if I reach a stage where I can't bathe, I'll have to ask my family to bathe me. But I bathe off every day. It's powerful.
But these are recommendations from the IDB, right?
Yes.
Now, is the government borrowing some money from the IDB for infrastructure or something of that nature? Or to assist with water?
The IDB is a slush fund.
And both governments use it.
Listen to me.
Yes or no?
I'm going to answer you, my spiritual advisor. Jesus of mercy. I speak truth here now. I speak truth to power.
I know.
It is a slush fund.
For who?
For the government of the day.
Okay.
You would have forgotten how I used to talk about the slush fund. So you've forgotten.
Okay.
All right?
And when you
so what is happening now is the PLP is using the slush fund to do some work. But we had our time in the F&M. Why is it that you don't want to hear that? But we had our time. Ask Dr. Minnis. Dr. Minnis had so much slush fund. He used to get spilled. Yeah. Folks, all you have to do is go online to the IDB Development Bank. Every dollar they give you, they put it there, and they tell you what it is to be used for. They even give you certain deadlines that if you don't come and quickly use this money, they can take it back. So everybody break off, run and use the money. It's the IDB. Anybody can tell you that? The FNM ever tell you that? They don't want you to know that. Only me tell it to you? I tell it to you because I would like for the country to be aware. And there's no game to play. And most people don't know that most of the social revolution, when Pinland declared the social revolution, you know who followed Pinland up and down? It was me. And to upset Pinland, I called the late Norman Solomon, who was a Conky Joe, and I asked Norman Solomon how much white people he think he could find. And he asked me why. I said, I want when Pinland looked back in Baintown, he seen me with a bunch of white people. You heard me? Watch out for me. And me, and Norman Solomon, the late Keith Duncombe, Mrs. J.D. Thompson, and a bunch of other people with little complexion. We were all over Baintown, to the extent that Janet Bostwick was motivated by it. And the next thing I know, a year or two later, Janet Bostwick asked me if I would take her on a safari in Baintown. And me and Janet Bostwick and Janet Bostwick Jr., we went on a safari of Baintown. And Mrs. Bostwick will tell you that I took her to where all the outside toilets were. Every now and then I would say to her, Mrs. Bostwick, watch out now, don't fall in that well, don't fall in that toilet. You hear me? Watch out for me. None of them could tell you they've done those things. So I made a powerful contribution. Now you see why I'm mad with Janet? Because when it was time for me to get my F&M nomination, she didn't stand up for me. So I decided, well, every now and then, I'll poke fun at her. And every now and then, I'll remind her of the good political things I've done for her. I don't hate her, but I decide every now and then, I'll just... So that's what's going on. Watch it for me.
Yeah, but you know what is interesting? And I don't think we should dismiss this, all right? I can see where we're going to probably be headed in the not too distant future. With taxing wells, remember, you remember when, back in the 80s, when you dug your well, it wasn't an issue, especially if the government didn't have water lines in the area. And then once the government pulled water lines in that area, any person who would have built a house after those lines went in, they made it mandatory for you to apply for water. Even though you don't use it, you have to apply for it. And you can still use your well water. But I think now what's going to happen, because a lot of people have these wells, and even though, well, some people have two. Some people have the government water, and they have the well water. And then some people use as emergency. If the electricity goes off, they'll turn the government water on, vice or whatever have you. And of course, if their water bill, or if they don't pay their every month, the government charges you a certain amount of money for the, what do you call it, the rental meter. I think it's a $36 charge every month. You get charged for that, right? And if the government turns your water off, then you can always go to your well water. Now, I think what's going to happen is that eventually the government is going to tax these wells.
I hear your argument, which sounds
Eventually.
very interesting, but I think that the government will not do it. In 1992,
Really? Watch for it for the next time.
as Hubert Ingram was coming around the corner, challenging the power of Pinling and the PLP, Alison Maynard, she contacted me, and she said she wanted me to save Daddy. Daddy was Sir Clement Maynard. And she asked me what I wanted. I told Alison I wanted three things. She, through her father, delivered on two. I said to her, in Black Village, there was no light. could we not have street light? She say, I can tell Daddy. I said, Allison, I have to go to the well and the pump is too far. You think you could put one pump through my corner? And within less than 24 hours, so Clement Maynard gave us light and pump. The third thing that Allison had promised to do for me with her main self, my taxi was broken down. I had an old taxi, broke right down, and Allison promised me that she was going to help me to fix the taxi. You know, Allison never helped me. She had one brother who tried to help me, but Allison never helped me with my taxi. I'm emotional over that. But I live up to my deal. And my old broke down taxi, only for the F&M to come to power and try to take away the taxi plate. And fundamentally the problem was Allison didn't keep up to her word with her main self. You heard me? So every now and then, if I have an opportunity, I attack her. But I have legitimate reason. Come on, you don't treat a man who emerged as your pa general like that. You helped me with the taxi. I had baby children. I had to find little food. And the taxi was broke down. And I had no means. I said, yeah, listen, I can help to bring Sir Clement and hold on to the seat. The F&M was just capturing until they came to Yellow Elder. And I stopped them. I stopped them. You heard me? 1992. I still waiting on Allison to help me fix that taxi. Now 1992 to now is 32 years ago. And that ain't no lie, because it don't profit me to tell no lie. I just want y'all to know how mean Allison Maynard is. And no matter what you do for her, she's not prepared to say thank you. And I'm prepared every now and then to throw it in her face. Anyway.
That's not kind at all.
My spiritual advisor.
You can't use a brush to paint Miss Maynard like that, you know. Only you may see her that way.
Well, I'm only talking about me. I don't know your experience with her. I even don't know if you ever deal with her.
No.
Right?
No.
Have you ever had a political caucus with her?
No.
Has she ever been to your resident to talk to you?
No.
Has she ever swell up your
head?
Has she ever swell up your head and tell you how intelligent you are? I never knew I was intelligent until she told me. She said, listen, you are so intelligent.
But she wasn't serious.
Right? When she finished,
she stroked your ego and then let you down.
When she finished telling me how intelligent I was, I start talking the Queen's English. She said, Mr. Monker, you are so intelligent.
But you try to make it seem as if she's a mean person in general. I don't think that's
Have you ever dealt with her politically?
No, but
has she ever promised to fix your taxi?
She doesn't strike me to be that kind of person.
You wait until you
I met her
politically.
I met her on occasion before, but she doesn't strike me to be that way.
Okay, you go ahead and defend her.
That's not the way you get along with people, Santa.
I don't get along with her. Why don't you
just go and try and have a meet with her and try to...
The next thing, try to call the police and say, I tried to extort her at this age? I too old for the police to lock me up. All right? Anyway, I thought I'd have to say that to you and attack Allison for what it's worth, but it's the truth. All right? And if you don't believe some of the things I'm saying, the F&M candidate was Sterling Quant. And let me tell you, Sterling start to clean up. And I give instruction. We will lock him down in Big Pond. We will lock him out in Black Village. And he came within 172 votes of defeating Sir Clement Maynard. And Pinling did not interfere with his boundary. In 1987, Sir Clement beat the late Rodney Brennan by 610 votes. I think it was 1,610 votes. 5 years later, Sterling Quant, the basketball pro, he came up against me. And every time he shoot, I block him and I push him back. And he came within 172 votes of defeating Sir Clement Maynard. But I stopped him. And all of a sudden he fixed my taxi with a main self. All right? Anyway. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. I don't hate Allison, okay? I just love being able to attack her, but I don't hate her, honestly. God save the King. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. It's a good day to give God thanks. To Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Road is my spiritual advisor. And of course, this is about 5 p.m. This is the time we do birthdays. Bradley, do you have any birthday?
I think we do, producer. I don't know. Are you ready? Okay. We'll sign it then. so we could get it done. I know Mr. Paul Willie's son is celebrating the birthday today. Perez, your father, Mr. Paul Willie, would like to wish you a very special happy birthday, and we hope you live to enjoy many more, and of course we hope you live to enjoy your birthday. Okay, Perez? So Perez, your father, Paul Willie, sends you a very special happy birthday.
And Perez, I want to add that I have discovered that people born on the 23rd of September are usually some of the greatest people that you can find. So I believe that you are a great person, a great son, a great citizen. It's powerful.
All right, so let's go. We got a couple birthdays. Alicia Smith is celebrating the birthday today. Happy birthday to Alicia Smith, who is celebrating the birthday today. It's coming from her mother, Lillian, her son, Shavano, her sister, Ingrid, her brother, Keith, her nephew, Justin, her uncle, P.S. Luther Smith, her sister-in-law, Julia, her aunt, Annie, Patricia, and Gertley, and all the family members, especially the Annex Church family. So happy birthday to Alicia Smith.
This is powerful.
Verna Russell is celebrating the birthday today. Happy birthday to Verna Russell, a mother, a sister, an auntie, a friend. May this year bring you endless joy, lots of adventures, good health and happiness, and success in all you do. This comes from your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, your brother and sister, Elder Grace Jones. We wish you a happy birthday this special day and always. Happy birthday to Verna Russell. Marge and Canaria. Bruce, I don't know. Also, Canria? Canria. I'm sorry, forgive me. Marge and Canria. Good morning. So can you wish Marge and Canria Barton Simonet happy birthday, celebrating birthdays today. Today is September the 23rd. It's coming from all those who love them. So that's Marge Barton and Kenria Simonet. Happy birthday to both of you. All right, so Laterio Gator, a very happy birthday goes to Laterio Gator. It's coming from your family and friends. Ramika Knowles is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday to Ramika Knowles through the blessing of light. Ramika, a.k.a. Ray, a.k.a. Teacher. It's from your mom, your sister, and all your family and friends who love you. Happy birthday to Ramika, a.k.a. Ray, Teacher. All the best to you. That's it. Do you have anything, Xander?
Well, I want to join you, my spiritual advisor, in wishing everybody who's celebrating a birthday a happy birthday, and of course a happy anniversary. So God bless you. It's powerful. That's it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, folks, I do not want Bahamians to forget that we must also concentrate on some world news, because as you are aware, in the Middle East, war is picking up, and we have been told that in the last days there shall be wars and rumors of wars. So there are many wars that is being alleged that is occurring in the world. I really don't know, because I'm here in the Bahamas where it's relatively peaceful, yet terrible. But we have reports of wars taking place. We know that there has been a battle taking place between the holy people of Israel and the people of the Gaza. Now we've told that there is an escalation on the northern boundary of Israel. What is the name of that nation on the northern boundary of Israel? Where battles are taking place. And
what is that, Lebanon? No?
Yeah, I think it's Lebanon.
You sure? Let me look at the map.
Check it out. And what is interestingly happening is that those who have been in opposition to the people of Israel, their pages, their cell phones are exploding. And I've been trying to figure out how you do that. How do you call a person and then you do something and the phone blow up. You know, can blow up your head, can kill people nearby.
It is Lebanon.
It's Lebanon?
Yeah, it's on the northern coast.
Okay, so in Lebanon,
On the northern border of Israel is Lebanon.
Okay.
On the east side of Israel
yes,
is Jordan, and then on the north east side is Syria.
okay,
So I think it could be Hezbollah in
Okay.
Lebanon that these attacks are either coming from or going towards.
so that's what's going on, and your cell phone is blowing up, your pages are blowing up, your walkie-talkie. Can you imagine you on your walkie-talkie, and then all of a sudden, boo, it blows up. So for those of you who like thieving people's cell phone, those of you who are free cell phone, somehow they know how to make it explode and blow you up. I haven't figured out ever since I saw on TV that the cell phone them has been blowing up. I've been trying, I kind of talk like this. I don't know if this blow up, maybe it'll just carry my wrist. I would hope not. Anyway, this is an American phone. I trust the Americans. I don't think they would need to press any magic button that can cause this to explode. But I want us to realize that we live in a world of superior technology. So those of us who wants to get into gangster talk, those of us who want to run on, well, you run the risk where a man can make your cell phone explode and perhaps kill you, your family, and your friends. Meanwhile, here in the Bahamas, the Commissioner of Police, that's Mr. Clayton Fernanda, has revealed that the investigation into alleged police corruption perhaps will come to an end at the end of the year. I was very pleased that Scotland Yard has demonstrated superior skill and sense. The British has decided that in the midst of this Negro investigation, this alleged corruption, they will investigate from the safety of London. When I read that this morning, the most I could shout was, God save the King. His Majesty is going to keep the British law enforcement agents in London. Remember what I told you. The last time Scotland Yard came to the Bahamas to conduct an investigation, we robbed them. We robbed them. And I'll have you to know that MI6, is it MI6 or MI16 or the British Foreign Intelligence Agency, every day they sit down in London and they watch me. So I want to hail them and say to them, bloke, God save the King. And so they realize that the Bahamas is so volatile. They're going to help us. They help us from London. Isn't that brilliant? I mean, it's beautiful. They're going to help us from London.
I tell you.
So no matter what foolishness we are up to, their investigation will be conducted from London. Is that possible? Of course it is possible.
Doesn't make any sense.
Because yes it does. Using modern technology. Don't forget, every cell phone we make, the Americans record. So the Americans know if we are good, they know if we are bad. They know if we are gangsters. They know if we are drug smugglers. They know if we are plotting murder. They know everything. This phone, he has talked to me sometime. I used to be so embarrassed when the phone talking to me. Sometimes the phone asks me, where are you? And I keep looking round and round to figure out who the hell that is talking to me. Am I hallucinating? And then it dawns
That
on
was
me,
a Google talking thing, man.
it dawns on me that this phone asks me where I am. It wants to know if it should send my location and so forth. So that's the kind of technology we are living in. Do you wish to comment on that, my spiritual advisor?
Well, yeah, the technology is very much off the chain. As a matter of fact, for those who may be following this latest case in the United States with the music industry, in particular, the king of the music industry, Puff Daddy, it's interesting that a person who could possibly question about activities that may have gone on to one of his freak-out parties, the FBI was able to tell when they defriended and unfollowed him on his social media page just 2 weeks before he's arrested. And I said to myself, now that's interesting. That they were looking at this, person, and they saw when the person decided that they were gonna unfriend Puff Daddy and they were not gonna follow him anymore on social media. They saw when they withdrew. What they were watching all the communications between the two people. So yes, it is very interesting that there's a network out there that could tell basically everything you say and do on these social media platforms. So if you're gonna do anything, do the right thing. I think that's the best thing to do, because if you're involved in criminal activities, you will be found out. So I agree with you this time.
Meanwhile, in the United States, Donald Trump, our candidate, he is leading in all of the scientific polls. So I have no doubts that Donald Trump shall emerge as the leader of the free world. I want to warn the Bahamian people that we must put aside sexism. Sexism is your desire to make a female our world leader. We do not need a female to lead the world. We need man leadership. And everybody knows that in the United States of America, there is no man who is as manly as Donald Trump. So that is what we need. And I continue to call upon the Negro people to put aside racism, all right? Put aside sexism. This has nothing to do with who's woman. We're not playing woman in this wonderful election. Okay? We're not playing woman. We are playing man. We want man leadership. Okay? So you have to ignore the call for those who say that they want a woman leader. Okay? What we need is Trump. That is what we need. This is not for America, you know. This is for the world. Because whoever becomes the president of the United States will become the leader of the free world. And it is always better to have a good man than to have a beautiful woman. Remember, we're not playing sexism. That's sexism. We ain't playing sexism. What do you mean? She's pretty. Of course she's pretty. Yeah. She got nice hair. Of course she got nice hair. But we're not, this isn't no beauty competition. We need a man who is going to make sure that the U.S. Armed Forces is well trained, well financed, and Donald Trump will keep law and order. So once again, I call on the Negro people to drop racism. Donald Trump is good for the economy. He's going to protect the southern boundaries. He's going to build a big wall. Something got to be wrong that China has the biggest wall in the world for the last 5,000 years. Come on. I want the Americans to beat the Chinese. I want the Americans to have a big, big wall. So let's get the Donald in, okay? So vote for Donald Yes, indeed. Donald Trump knows what the people need. Vote for Donald. Yes, indeed. Donald will do big business in the Bahamas. It's powerful. So remember, fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. It's powerful. Now, my spiritual advisor.
Let's move on, man.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
What do you want to talk about?
You can't hold America anyhow, so.
What you say about America?
No, nothing.
Stop it, eh? The Americans are our friend, and we need Donald Trump. All right? This is no time to have no woman running America. That's sexism. That's an attack on the man them. I call on women everywhere to submit to the man them. All right? It's Trump, Trump,
But
Trump.
he's not leading in the polls. Mind you,
Goodness me.
although he's not leading, it doesn't mean he can't win. All right?
He's not leading where?
Well, let's say, for instance, the battleground states. That's going to be very, very important for this election. You got to look at those polls and see how he's doing. And of course, the electoral votes is going to decide who's going to win the election.
Yes, and he's leading in that.
Says who?
He's leading in that. All right? They're hiding it.
I don't know if that's information you can get now.
Yes, it's information that I have now.
You don't get that until either the day of the election or afterwards.
After the election, you get the official.
Yes, yes.
But if you're talking about a poll, a projected outcome of the election,
I don't think
the
electoral
projection
votes is
shows.
polled, though.
Say it again?
Electoral votes are not polled.
Yes, you can.
How?
Depending,
You don't know who the people are who actually do the electing.
my spiritual advisor, Trump is winning. Okay?
Son, I'm not telling you he can't win. What I'm saying, though, is
He's winning.
He's not leading.
He's winning.
Anyhow.
Trump is leading. Trump is leading. Okay? Y'all stop this racism, man. Jesus have mercy. Trump is our man. And we need Trump back in the White House to make America great again. And I think it's going to be cool when Donald returns. The economy of the Americans improve. The cost of food go down. You see, once food goes down in the United States, we can import cheap American food. When meat go down. When Trump was president, a certain boat captain told me, why don't import some chicken? And he nagged me. So I give him $100. I said, okay, then bring me $100 worth of chicken. My brother, that man, bring me so much cases of chicken that I had to put chicken in the deep freeze. And every morning I put them out and put in new ones. You hear me? I had chicken, must eat 3 or 4 times a day under Donald Trump. So I need Trump to return to power so I can send for more chicken, which would be more reasonable. Y'all listen to me. I am your leader. Trump is our man. Okay? He's going to bring down the cost of living in the United States, and it got to spill over. And the more money American citizens make and save, it is good for tourism. All right? Okay, my spiritual advisor, you may have the rest of the show.
Let's open the lines early then.
Go ahead.
Producer, if you're there, we're going to open the lines early today. 323-7775 is the number to call. How did your breakfast go?
When you say my breakfast, what do you mean?
You had a breakfast on Saturday, didn't you?
Yeah, Producer, did you show me at the PLP function?
Well, that's one of them.
He didn't?
Let me ask a question. Was
Yeah.
I invited?
You?
Yeah.
Every Bahamian was invited.
No.
You mean specifically?
Didn't a man call the show
And he
and
said
said
what?
to you that he wants you to bring me?
He may have said it, I don't remember.
I know. Yeah. So
But
anyhow, how was the breakfast on Saturday?
Listen, it was wonderful.
What did you have?
The PLP had everything.
The PL. Now, what was the purpose of this breakfast?
This
on
was the 3rd anniversary
Saturday?
of the PLP.
PLPs, yeah, coming into power.
You recall that week before last, they had the church service.
Mm-hmm.
Then Saturday, they served plenty breakfast. the members of parliament and other stalwarts. They serve breakfast. When I arrived, I had to almost hide from the PLP because everybody wanted to give me a breakfast, and I couldn't eat all that breakfast that they had. If I knew they were going to do that, I would take a bag. And whatever you wanted, they had. It was great. It was delicious. And perhaps on their 4th anniversary, I'm going to suggest to them that they should boil some fever grass tea. The tea they had was so delicious that, guess what I did? When I left the PLP, I returned for more of the PLP tea. I don't know where they made that tea from, but it was wonderful. So it was great. There was love. There was harmony. I ran into an F&M who wanted to come over and said, if I think the PLP would recognize them. I said, just hold on. So I throw 1 or 2 PLP shirts to them. I said, put that on. He said, man, the PLP can recognize us. I said, how they can recognize you and you black? You black just like them. All right? And it was great.
Let's say these
great,
reading.
great, great. Man, it was a wonderful thing. I just hope when my party has a celebration, they wouldn't beat me up, because the last time I went to an F&M function, 2 F&M stalwarts, they started throwing more punch at me. But at the PLP, they greeted me. They said, Monkey, you still F&M? I said, of course I still F&M. They said, well, okay, you're welcome. And it was great. You have phone calls?
Yeah, we got some calls.
Go ahead.
Let's take these calls quickly. Welcome, Freedom March caller. Sorry if I've been waiting.
Hey, spiritual advisor.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
I told Mr. Munker to bring you down on Saturday.
Okay.
It was me. But listen to me. Let me say this quickly. Brother Munker, there were 1 or 2 things that you said about Mrs. Allison Maynard Gibson that is really correct and true. I want to remind you back after the 2002 election. You remember the bus that was riding around with a life-size John Cubano with her on the front of it?
I remember.
That was me.
Yeah.
And I was promised all kinds of things.
She promised you too?
Yeah, they say. I just promised all kinds of things. I can call my name if you want me to. And even after the 2007 election, when they had to count me again, counted again,
Yeah.
Mr. Errol Battle and his team drove around in my bus when they went to see the route of the Pinewood Garden constituency meet.
Wow.
And still ain't get nothing yet, but
Yeah.
she promised me.
Did she win the seat?
The second time?
The time when you wrote Errol battle them around.
No. That's when she got beat. That's when she tell them to count it again.
Yeah, but what you expect for the woman to do? You didn't
She
let
had
her
no
win.
power. She
In
had
my
no power.
First
case,
time she won, she ain't do nothing.
in my case, her pa won.
Yeah, but she won in 2002. Then she began her role.
That's
She
right.
won. That's when Mr. Ingram now first designed the Pinewood Garden constituency.
Okay.
Me and a gentleman by the name of Darren Creary was working on a campaign.
That's right.
I watch it for me, you know.
Well, I
learned it from you.
I'm gonna
I keep history in my head.
I'm going to suggest that you should write a letter to the chairman of the party complaining about Allison.
This chairman that we have now is one of the best chairmen the PLP ever had.
This is powerful. Take good care, buddy.
thank you,
God bless.
All right. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. It's a wonderful day in the country. Let freedom of expression roll like a mighty, mighty river. We'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And we're coming to a period to open up calls. But before we do so,
We're going to pay a couple of bills.
this is powerful.
And then we'll open the line. We apologize to those callers who are waiting. Looking for a quick getaway. Fly Western Air with daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale, starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of checked bags. Book your next adventure now at westernairbahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with Money Max. Download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max. Live your max life. All right, so the lines officially are open. We apologize to those who may have called in and we had to go to a break. We apologize. Call back. The numbers are 323-7775. 698-0775, 698-0776. You can call the producer now. He can send you through. We are open to take calls. The numbers are 323-7775, 698-0775, and 698-0776. If you have any calls, producer? Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Mr. Banco,
So,
would you agree that marijuana is a dangerous drug?
the most dangerous drugs that they're smoking on the island.
Okay. But why would you ask Dr. Dowell if you can get one of the license for cannabis?
Well, essentially, they're giving them out, so I wanted to test whether or not I was qualified to have one if I choose to have one
Okay.
or to apply for one.
All right. Let me ask you a question a different way. Do you believe the minister when he said, Rodney, you will be the first to get one?
I do believe him that if I apply, I would be among the first to get.
That's my little believe that.
Why should I not believe it?
All the big boys, Brad Sept and all the big boys, they're there before you.
Um,
You know,
I hear what you say,
Yeah.
but I'm certain that Brent Simnett is not interested in growing dangerous dope.
well, you'll see when the time comes.
I shall
Part
see.
of my information.
You know, I think Brent comes from a family. You see, I don't know how old you are,
I'm a little older than you.
okay, well, if you were to check American history, you will find that I think it was around 1936 to 1938, the U.S. Coast Guard, they intercepted Brent's father's boat. And it is alleged that there was lots of drugs on that boat. I don't think Brent would want to pursue that path.
You know, when you give out license, you can go ahead with anything when you get the license.
That is true, but I think Brent money is clean money, and there's no need for him to get involved in this level of legal gangsterism.
Okay, that's not my finish the speech here. Mr. Banco,
Yes?
Dr. Dowell said we had to remove the name Indian hemp
Yes?
because it is considered to be a dangerous drug.
Yes?
Mr. Banco,
Yes?
you can change or remove the name Indian hemp,
Okay.
but that does not change the product or the danger of the dope.
Why are you pushing me in a corner where I have to correctly give you his argument? Don't
This is the
forget,
argument is,
he says that this new name drugs will have less THC. Do not push me in this direction because I don't want to defend it.
Mr. Manco,
But if you give misinformation, I have to correct you.
Mr. Manco,
Yes?
the TNC, what are you talking about?
Yes?
That's cannabis.
Okay.
Hemp is different from cannabis.
Say it again?
Indian hemp.
What he was telling you about the TNC, he was talking about cannabis.
How do you know the difference?
I can tell you what the Webster Dictionary additional say what marijuana.
That's what you're going to do,
cannabis,
Webster?
and hemp say.
Well,
If you want me to.
Let me talk to Joe Blow
Yeah.
who smokes dope.
We got some other calls waiting.
And let me
I just want to finish this little piece.
go ahead.
You gotta go quick.
Leave him spiritual
We
advisor. Go
got
ahead.
other callers waiting.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, let me finish this last piece.
Go ahead.
Mr. Manco.
Yes.
Dr. Dow is saying one thing, right?
Right.
And Cynthia Mother, Dame Cynthia Mother Pratt, saying another thing.
Really? The governor?
When she opened up the parliament, right?
Yes.
She told the Bahamian people that my government will introduce a hemp industry. Who I can believe? That's what she said. She got that advice from the Prime Minister.
Let us look at what she say. Provide me with a copy of the speech from the throne so that I can look at what she says and compare it to what the minister said on TV. How does that sound?
You sound right, but I bet you $100 against one of them cats. That's what she said.
Don't bother with my cat, eh? You sound like a cat eater.
I like Donald Trump make an allegation.
It's a beautiful sound that came out though.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
take
Thank
care.
you.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, spiritual advisor, why don't you straighten up your boss, man, there? Let him know that Trump is behind in all of the different states. And the final one is 49 to 44. Let him know that. And, Mr. Manka,
Sir?
that lady who comes on to you, telling you that lie, but Kamala with the when Trump met the other day in person,
Yes.
first time
Yes.
on the show.
Yes.
She's stating about she knows about the questions before they went on the show.
Yes.
Tell her she's a political liar. And she make sure she come on your show. Every time she come on your show, I listen to her. She comes when the show is just about over. She don't know what she's talking about. Cause let her know, as a man tune into the U.S. station every day and every night. She is a political liar. Tell her stop that while she's ahead.
I thank you for
so
your
much,
comments.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hello,
Go ahead,
sir.
Call. You're live.
Page Advisor, Ronnie Malka.
Man, you had a rough voice just now.
And what?
Is that the pumpkin eater?
That's the one and only original man.
Well, go ahead, talk to me, man.
It's the 80-minute song, man. 80 minutes break that song for me, you know.
Okay.
He's a pumpkin eater. I have a wife and couldn't keep him, put him in the pumpkin shell. But,
This is powerful.
Quick
Yes,
point.
yes.
Page Advisor, I'd like to commend you because the technology is for folks with disability. I use the technology and it's very enhanceful for me.
Okay.
Especially the iPhone and the Samsung. You could talk to it or you could type to it.
Really?
I could talk anything and it brings up on the Samsung.
Okay.
The Google's like that too. They now got the smart TV like that in the Google category.
Really?
And also good for the blind. You could ask for. Since he had the technology, he used what you call Alaska.
Really?
And that do every single thing for him. Set his schedule and everything. So schedule-wise, they go on top of technology. My second point would be the great Donald Trump. America is not going to vote for females
Okay.
to be the president. You saw, and that, let me give you a history of that. Hillary Clinton.
Right.
They rather a black man than Hillary Clinton.
Stop saying
He's a female.
Obama was not a black man. Just
He
say
half black then. He half free.
no, he was not half black. Just
So
say
what
they
he is,
preferred Obama over the white woman.
Yeah, they do the Obama over the white woman. Yeah. I don't want to get caught into it. Besides saying like
Yeah, don't
that.
get color into it.
No, I just say Hillary Clinton. I love Hillary Clinton to be the president, but unfortunately, it's not the case. But she's not going to win. Sorry, special advisor, she's not going to win. And then Donald Trump all the way. By the way, BTC moved my Republican channel, Donald Trump. I don't know if they mad with Donald Trump. They moved fuck channel.
Really?
I'm trying to get it back.
Really?
Donald Trump channel. Yeah.
Oh, that's wrong.
They moved the Fox and trying to get it back and around with them to put it back. And it taking so long, man.
Yeah, that's right.
They boycott Fox station.
Yeah, they're
The
round.
Donald Trump station.
Okay.
So I hope I have to say it like that. You need to agitate for me.
I will agitate for you.
Talk to that woman in the mall bed. What her name is?
That's Miss Swain or Miss Swan.
Tell her they moved my Donald Trump station.
Okay.
Fox, and I want it back.
I'll talk to her.
Punkanita, the one and only spiritual advisor, the original. Remember that.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, Punkanita.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Trump, Trump, Trump.
Trump, Trump, Trump. Go ahead, say it, woman.
Trump, Trump.
Say it, woman. Go ahead.
Trump, Trump.
Fight, fight.
2024, 47th President of the United States of America.
Who's speaking to me?
This is Shanika.
Speak, Shanika, speak.
Yes, sir. I would like to give hats off to Shoe Depot, to all of their locations, and for the fabulous job that they do, especially how they give back to their customers. You know, some shoe companies, they give a little drizzle, but Shoe Depot
Who's,
gives the down
Shanika?
and I just want to give a shout out to them.
Shanika,
Yes, sir.
who's paying for this commercial?
Me. Trump,
Well,
Trump,
we're
Trump.
gonna ask the producer to call you after the show, eh?
Pardon me?
We can't give them any free commercial, okay? We're sorry.
Oh, okay, but I just was giving a shout
Yeah,
out.
we can't do that.
All right, so I won't do that again then.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Monco.
Yes.
One observation of something that came to my mind.
Yes.
I won't say where I was or anything, but you being a lawyer.
No, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a justice of the peace.
Okay, but anyway, you know about the court.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I was observing something that probably
justice of the peace.
the courts look very nice and everything.
Yes.
And there came this gentleman in the room. He was in a wheelchair. He had to be lifted up onto that platform where the other lawyers sit
Yes.
and the judges before them. And I was so discouraged by that. I said, how come in all the 51 years that we are such a great nation, is there not a ramp for this gentleman?
Well, I believe you have to blame Algernon Allen for that.
Yeah, they need to fix up because he's an attorney at law, and there should be some sort of open way for him. Nobody should have to lift him. He's earned his lawyership, if I could say that.
Okay.
And he should be given that same dignity as all the other lawyers.
Now, why is he in this wheelchair? Why is he not walking?
I think he's paralyzed.
Okay.
And I observed that, yeah.
Well, you
And
could
then
perhaps...
another thing I would
Go
like
ahead.
to ask you, sir.
Yes.
How come the jurors cannot be behind a, what you call that, veil type of wall, like how you all have when you're identifying a thief or a criminal,
Right.
and they cannot see you?
Well, the law
down.
does not make provision for that. Our juries essentially have been safe. We used to bribe them during the drug trade. During the drug trade, when Kojak and them come and we put Kojak them on trial, well, we perhaps would bribe the jury and get them off. But
You can look into that and ask them why they can't put the...
what you want me to find out? Ask me. Tell me what you want me to find out.
Yes, if they could proceed with something like that for an advanced protection for the jurors. Because
Okay.
if they deliberate and the accused, because that's the defendant, right?
Yeah.
They don't need to see the person's face, or the plaintiff needs to see the person's face who is deliberating their cases. And most of all, for me, it's for those jurors extra protection.
Well, our
Those
jurors.
things I would like you to consider.
Okay,
please, and put it
I'll look
before
into
your
that, but basically our jurors have been safe. Anyone who raises their hands against a juror, we will chop it off.
Okay.
You heard me?
But the
Anyone
wrong
who
thing,
raised
please,
their
that's
hands
what I
against
think,
the
that's what I
juror,
think.
we will
Okay.
chop it off.
Okay, sir.
All right.
But anyway, Trump.
Trump.
Okay, bye-bye, caller. You take care of yourself.
Mr. Manka.
Lord, I thank you for this woman who's willing to submit to international man's leadership.
Thank you so much. Anyhow, welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. Hello, caller, you there? All right, 323-7775 is the number to call. Welcome
Mr.
to...
Manka,
Sir.
good afternoon. Explain how the electoral college works.
Goodness me.
Go ahead.
Oh, you gonna explain to me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell us.
Go ahead, caller.
Or was he asking us? Which one?
No, he said you want to explain.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Well,
Hey.
Yes.
all right, caller, do us a favor, please. You have to turn your radio down first, please, okay?
Mr. Polo. Hello.
Yes.
Who is this?
Moncur and
Oh, Mr. Manka.
Yes.
Yeah, man. What y'all doing with this? What y'all doing with this water again, man? Y'all just trying to kill the poor people.
No. There will be no increase in water nor well tax. Me and Pinland settled that in 1982.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but they all of a sudden that should not be even coming up right now.
Listen.
The poor people are catching so much.
Listen to
stuff.
me. That is the mischief of the Tribune. The Prime Minister from New York has already spoken to the nation saying that will not happen. And then I tell you, in 1982, through Taylor Street, Pinland promised me and hundreds of Bahamians there will be no well taxes and no increase in water. Okay?
Yeah, but I understand, and I thank you very much, but it shouldn't even be discussed. I mean, that everything is aiming at the poor people, only the poor people.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the PLP who raised this matter.
Somebody raised it.
The Tribune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyhow, thank you, man. First time caller.
You're welcome, my brother. Call us again.
Yes,
Okay, buddy.
absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to... Okay, we don't need more calls, right? All right, 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775-698-0776. So while we wait for calls, we got about 5 more minutes to go, actually.
Yeah,
5 or 6
we
more
do.
minutes. You're free to raise any subject you want to talk about, Sandra.
Yeah, my spiritual advisor, these are some exciting times. You notice how that Negro man is very upset over the mere idea that is being suggested that the government will charge well taxes and or increase the water. And of course, the Prime Minister today from New York has already categorically denied and rejected that idea. And the Prime Minister has pointed out that from Pinling's administration, there has been that talk. And you would recall that I told you 1982, it was the year that Pinling took us to the new frontier.
And you know what is interesting? We got a call waiting. What is interesting too? The well water
Yes.
and the government water
Yes.
are used by people who do use them for the same purpose. Nobody is drinking that government water. At least, you know what? Let me just speak for myself. I don't drink it.
You don't, but I'll tell you this.
You drink it? I don't know nobody's drinking that
but I'll
government
tell you
water.
this.
Because everybody else is buying.
No.
As far as drinking and
there are
making tea?
thousands of people who drink the government water.
Oh, really?
This water.
I don't know anybody who's do it.
Well, you don't. Don't forget where you live, you know. You live in the upper class area.
No, sir, that's not upper
All right?
class.
I live in Baintown.
Everybody's using water to flush toilet and the bed.
The government's water is better than the water that we are purchasing in the store.
That's not true.
Take it from me, brother.
So how come nobody drinks it?
Because we have been brainwashed.
So you're saying we can drink the government water?
Of course you can drink the government water.
I've never heard that recommendation.
Take it from me.
I've never heard the
And
recommendation.
the government water is soft. It's good water.
Yeah, it does give you a good laugh. I guess it all depends on which detergent or which
Listen to
soap
me.
you're using.
Those of us who have a couple of dollars, so we say we want this water
Get some
and
calls?
that water.
Sorry.
Take it from me.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live. You're live, caller. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Mr. Manco.
Yes, my love.
I'm calling to tell Sean I told her to tell Chantel Hall happy birthday.
Chantel Hall?
Yeah.
Today's her birthday? Today's her birthday?
Hall.
Yes, today's her. Yes, today's her birthday.
No, that's a boy.
Today's his birthday.
No, it's a boy.
Okay, happy birthday, Chantel Hall. Is he from Black Village?
From Francis.
From Francis? Yes.
Yeah. That's the one who like you so much. The
Really?
one who did Reese sometime.
Yes. Okay, well, tell him I wish him a happy birthday.
It's birthday today.
Okay, he must be a wonderful young man because everybody who I know born on the 23rd of September, they're wonderful citizens, okay? Give him a hug for me.
Yes, okay.
Thank you, Francis.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, it's my neighbor.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You live. Are you there, caller? 323. Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
Hello?
Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
We're doing well, thank you.
Awesome. Brother Monk, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir, and you?
Great. I wonder whether we could get anything sorted out, man. You keep going back 100 years and blaming government of the past for what's happening currently. Why can't this administration rectify the ramps at the court?
The ramps at the court.
Yeah, you just blame Algernon Allen.
Yes, because when Algernon, I'll tell you why. If I am correct, it was the Honorable Algernon Allen who installed it, the ram, at the House of Assembly.
Right.
If I'm correct. I think
So you should thank him for that.
I'm well pleased. But I thought that Algernon Allen, on the day that he did it, he was not revolutionary enough.
Right.
He should have put a ramp everywhere. That's
So
why I said it's
any chance of getting that done, I mean, without Algernon Allen? Is
Well-
he the only one who could rectify that?
Well, I'm certain
Can the
we-
current administration rectify that?
Well, I'm certain that we can petition the Chief Justice. I don't know if
Yes, sir.
that would be Sir Ian Binder. I don't know if the court is big enough to hold a ramp, but
Right.
who knows? I may pass by with my measuring tape and take a look at it.
Powerful.
Yes, indeed.
Powerful. Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
Well, you got a pen. I want you to take a note. Write this down from Russell with Lev. And when you review that, you get back to the senator. Something looking too good right now.
What you mean in terms of beauty or in terms of vote?
And both, man. He's poor representation.
Listen to me.
And
Trump is a handsome man, and he's doing damn good in the college votes. Okay?
All right, so I'll let you hold on to that.
Yeah.
All right, so you take care.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we can't take any more calls. Okay, that's all the calls for today.
We can't take no more calls?
Yeah, we're coming at the end of the show.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I got
Yeah.
5 more minutes to
Producer,
go.
do me a favor. You see where I have a photo of some things growing up on a pole? We're trying to get a number, get a message to BEC. We don't know who's responsible for getting rid of these vines that grow all the way up to the power lines.
What kind of wines are they?
I don't know. But anyhow, tomorrow we'll take more time to deal with this. But somebody sent these videos to me, and they need somebody from BEC to come and deal with this matter.
Well, they do
as
have
soon
an
as
area
possible.
that cuts down trees and debris and wines and so forth.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
All right, if anybody knows of this number, please send it to me, 814-6096. Anybody who knows this, the information that I can get for BPL to come and deal with this matter, please send it to 814-6096 so we can call them to have them go to this area and deal with this matter, you know? How much more minutes do we have, producer?
Well, folks, we are coming to the end of the show. We are happy that we are able to allay the fears that there will be wealth taxes. No, that is a figment of the imagination of us in the opposition. No. Pinling solved that problem in 1982. And the deputy leader of the Free National Movement is Shenandoah Cartwright. In 1982, he could not even be sent to the food store. Couldn't send him to the shop because we were afraid that he may get knocked down with car. So you see what you're up against? You see what you're up against? So in 82, Shenandoah is not aware of this. And perhaps Dr. Dwayne Sands in the F&M Political College will introduce some history about Pinling, the wells, the waters, and the new frontier. Step now! Step now! Our brave is warriors. Amazon of visions, warriors of steel, no weak hearts, no half-steppers, for we are on our way to a new frontier, no well tax, no water increase. God save the King, it's powerful.